Falwell has the resume: local school board, state board of education, lawmaker, treasurer. But despite his credentials, he readily admits he is the underdog in this race. So what is at the top of your agenda if you're elected?
Number one is to return the governor's office back to the principles of the Republican Party that I joined nearly 50 years ago. That's conservatism, common sense, which isn't so common, courtesy, and these three very important things that we've lost sight of: humanity, humility, and ethics.
Falwell says the reason he's behind in the polls is because Mark Robinson spent the last 3 years on the campaign trail.
My opponent is and has been the most AWOL public servant in my career. Everyone is more accessible in North Carolina, and there's no one who has shown up less for their job than he has.
Robinson, a Greensboro native, did not respond to our request for an interview. Falwell has attracted a great deal of media attention himself for his continuing criticism of hospitals and insurance companies.
The concentration of health care in the hands of fewer and fewer people that has resulted in lower quality, lower access, and higher cost.
Falwell questions the profits made by nonprofits in the healthcare industry, such as Atrium Health.
There's one nonprofit in the Triad area that has half of the state budget in the bank in reserves. Half the state budget, over $16 billion sitting in the bank as a nonprofit. And every single penny of that money was made on the backs of a sick person.
Falwell says since the state spends so much money on health care, the next governor needs to make it a top priority. So you would cut health care? That would be something you'd look at?
Well, no, those are your words.
Well, I'm asking you.
What I'm saying.
I asked you what you would cut. You brought up health care.
No, what I'm saying is that we need to lower the cost of health care.
How do you do that?
Well, one thing is for these multi-billion-dollar corporations who disguise themselves as nonprofits, who don't pay sales tax, don't pay income tax, and don't pay property tax.
We are eliminating the corporate tax in North Carolina. We are downsizing the income tax in North Carolina. Do you want to see the income tax go away?
I don't think any governor should be talking about eliminating something years ahead of time when we don't know what the economy is going to look like. I think that we need to fully absorb the reductions that have already been put in the oven.
Do you support the idea of using taxpayer money for private schools here in North Carolina?
I am in favor of school choice. I think that when the shutdown of public schools occurred, and I have my own experience with COVID, when that shutdown occurred, that put the spotlight on what parents thought their kids were or were not getting.
Do you accept the argument that by pouring, it's going to be $500 million, I think, in the next 2 or 3 years into private schools, that money going into private schools, does that hurt public schools?
I think that the General Assembly makes a decision to do that. I'm in favor of school choice.
Falwell's career has taken him from local school board to North Carolina legislature to state treasurer, and now he's running for governor. The voters in your party have not made you the front runner against a man who has nowhere near that experience.
That's what the polls say. But the poll that I'm interested in is the one when all the votes were tallied. The other Republicans in this race are Bill Graham, a Salisbury attorney, and the Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Neither of these gentlemen responded to our request for an interview. Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.
Checking your forecast on a Friday, we are ending the week dry once again. We had a dry week, but the rain is not too far away.
Not too far away, just in time for the weekend again, Michelle.
That's right, I know, right? We have had only one maybe sunny weekend in the last few. I think it's been a long stretch of dealing with rain on the weekends. Good thing it's not snow, though, maybe for some. I know some folks are hoping for it, but we've got those temperatures that are more spring-like, and you can see the clouds that have filled in today. They actually helped our morning lows. This morning, it wasn't quite so cold. We were out of the 20s, gratefully. And now we're looking at some spotty showers building this evening. A couple of folks are going to see those showers roll through, and you see how they're passing. Now we do have a good batch here. This little wave has picked up over areas of Wilkes County. So we'll look at some moderate showers here. This is going to roll across the northern Piedmont and parts of the Winston-Salem, Greensboro area. We may also see that next wave. So rain chances remain high through about 7 o'clock and then continue to back off through the overnight hours to about a rain chance of 20%. You see scattered showers over Clemens, Wahlberg right now, and 40 A little bit wet out there. Pockets of moderate downpours and everything becoming steadier as we get you through late Saturday and early Sunday morning. Tonight, though, a couple of rounds of showers and then you'll get some breaks in the action. Temperatures at 54 degrees, Greensboro, 56 in Reedsville to 54 in Mount Airy. Overnight, we see those temperatures drop only into the low 50s and upper 40s. So it's a small temperature drop. That means the clouds are in place to keep us in a moderate pattern here. A few passing showers early tomorrow morning, maybe a few sprinkles. It doesn't look like heavy waves at this point, but as we get you through lunchtime on your Saturday, we'll notice it will get a couple of rounds going for you. So about 11:30 a.m. showers might start to approach the western foothills and mountains, and through noon, we'll see those showers really become more substantial and then pushing east through 3 and 4 o'clock for the foothills and the Piedmont Tribe. Then we have steady rains with light showers expected, then totaling up 1 to 2 inches, it looks like, through Sunday into early Monday. And then by Monday evening, we could still see some showers trying to work their way out. By Tuesday morning, we should be drier, though. So increasingly humid into the weekend. We've got those shower chances and rising rain chances with breezy conditions and impact days. So impact days, 3 of them in a row for those rain possibilities. It's late tomorrow that we see the better rain chance, so I think part of your Saturday is dry. Temperatures should be about 10 degrees warmer than they were yesterday, and certainly warmer than today. We're expecting upper 60s for you. First, though, we've got 50s, rain chances at 20% overnight, then continuing to rise. We've got impact hours on for folks in the mountains after noon. 59 degrees there to near 60. We've got foothill temperatures from 47 to about 67. Rain chances coming up to 50% for everybody for late afternoon. So around 4 o'clock, you'll see those shower chances really pumping up for folks in the Piedmont Triad. Rain chances at 50% with that impact hour starting around 4 and continuing through the overnight hours all the way through your day Sunday. 56 degrees in Eden currently. We're at 55 in Winston-Salem, and so far the official high at about 55 degrees. So not bad for your day, although we didn't quite make it into the upper 50s today. Tomorrow is a different story. We have breezy conditions picking up too. Now, as we see these fronts come through, one of them is going to stall into our Sunday for a brief time. We see another round coming our way for late Sunday into Monday, and where that warm front goes will help to really determine our temperatures. We've got you in that conservative zone of upper 50s, but I think we may have to adjust that too. Upward would be nice if we could, if we see that warm front move in here a little bit more quickly. But Monday, a wet day too. Road conditions expected to be wet for morning and evening commutes, and then on the back edge of this, possibly some wintry precipitation up in the mountains for Tuesday morning, and then we'll have to see how Valentine's Day plays out for you there too. Noticing temperatures return to near freezing for the mornings by Wednesday, and afternoon highs running near normal. We should be in the low 50s this time of the year too, above normal by Friday in the upper 50s.
Heavy traffic tonight on I-40 West. This is near Sandy Ridge Road near Colfax. No reports of accidents in this area, likely just that Friday rush. Rush hour traffic, folks trying to get home for the weekend. Must be real nice. Safe travels though, no accidents to slow you down.
Still ahead, are you happy? What more than a decade of research is showing about who is the happiest.
Well, it turns out, folks, getting married may make you a happier person.
At least as according to a new survey. I don't know why we're laughing about this already, but researchers asked more than 2.5 million Americans between 2009 and 2023 to rate their current life on a scale from 1 to 10. The data showed married respondents consistently reported higher happiness levels than those who were unmarried.
Okay, the survey found the gap was similar between different age groups, races, genders, and education levels as well. The research also found just being married isn't the key, though.
The data suggests those in unhappy marriages rate lower than those who are single. That makes sense. Coming up, Learning Reimagined. Callidium is set to host its grand opening this month. We've got your sneak peek before the doors open.
You're watching WXII 12 News.
Thanks for staying with us tonight at 5 o'clock on this Friday. Clouds continue to build across the Piedmont Triad tonight, with our chances of rain increasing throughout the weekend.
Well, we want to start this half hour by bringing in meteorologist Michelle Kennedy. Michelle, are we going to see any showers tonight?
Yes, the answer is yes. Unfortunately, you've got those rolling through the area right now. Along with the clouds, the showers have started to fall in a few spots. But you notice the clouds over Ballew's Lake today have been thicker. And so this has helped to get us going in the right direction to bring in rain on the ground. Now we've got the showers here building over Wilkes County at this hour. 601, 421. These are the areas that will watch for some wet conditions. You've had a couple rounds of moderate showers rolling through the Piedmont Triad too. So Winston-Salem, Greensboro, watch out for that tonight over the next hour or two. And you notice that it is spotty. Not everyone is seeing the rain. Entire Forsyth County is mostly on that zone of I-40 and heading along 421. So unfortunately, that is where folks are coming in. I mean, the majority of them traveling home from work or going out for the evening. So scattered showers there. We're watching this next round. Through 7 o'clock, we'll see some of those scattered showers. Rain chances begin to wind down for a bit, and then they'll come back up late tomorrow. You're at 54 in Walnut Cove. We've got you at 50 in North Wilkesboro as well. 54 across the board through Burlington. And we're looking at those temperatures staying pretty steady overnight. We've got upper 40s to low 50s with a spotty shower possible. And our hour-by-hour forecast shows a lot of cloud cover in place through the day tomorrow, along with a spotty shower before the real rain begins to get going. And then we talk about some soggy conditions settling in for our Sunday that's coming up.
Michelle, thank you, and make sure your family is ready for any conditions we experience over the weekend or throughout the year. Sign up for weather alerts on the WXII 12 News app or access our radar.
Right now at 5 o'clock, let's take a look at stories making headlines today. And for this, we welcome in our Kenny Bagg. Hey, Kenny.
Hi, Devontae. We have a 12 Investigates update out of Greensboro leading us off this half hour. Just a short time ago, Mayor Nancy Vaughn released a statement about a December incident involving city manager Taiwo Jaioba and his 2 adult daughters who claimed he was abusing them. The mayor says she hasn't received any information to question Jaioba's character or his fitness to serve. The mayor added, since there's no active law enforcement investigation right now, she considers this a private family matter. In Washington, D.C., Senator Ted Budd of North Carolina says he helped to push the Federal Aviation Administration's Reauthorization Act out of committee. Boom Supersonic, which is building a new facility in Greensboro, is one of the supporters of this legislation. In a release, the senator says it would improve safety, impose new regulation on high-altitude balloons, and provide more money for 72 different airports in the state of North Carolina. And First Lady Dr. Jill Biden made another stop in our state today. She touched down in Charlotte this afternoon before heading over to Atrium Health Levine Children's Hospital, where she talked about expanding access to care for cancer patients. Those are just a few of the headlines from a busy News Friday. You can get a look at more right now on the free WXII 12 News mobile app or our website, WXII12.com.
Kenny, thank you. Forsyth Tech Community College is hoping to save lives. Officials say recent funding from the Golden Leaf Foundation will allow the school to convert 2 classrooms into state-of-the-art emergency service simulation labs. The idea is to expand its EMS programs. We're told the money will be used in part to buy equipment, supplies, and cover construction costs to complete the project. These labs are expected to be operational during the next academic year. Elon University is bringing in a bit of Broadway for its 2024 commencement. Officials announced Jenna Claire Mason will deliver the address on May 24th. The Elon alum starred as Glinda in Wicked and played a lead role in 2 Hallmark movies.
A children's museum in Winston-Salem got a reimagining. Next weekend, Callidium will hold a grand opening to show it off.
Star Connor got a sneak peek at the new educational fun waiting for kids in the Triad to enjoy.
Okay, now let go.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
So here at the museum, we really like to focus on building foundational skills, those early skills of social emotional learning and playing with others and sharing, but also the pre-building blocks that we need for successful learning. So the things that we focus on here are STEAM related.
Twist this.
Twist this, and you're gonna, other way.
Other way.
Yep. And when you do, you're going to notice that it's lifting up the balls. So I've got some teamwork going on here. I'm going to help you and keep these balls loading. Oh, listen.
This is probably going to be my favorite part because I have a niece, little learners, right?
That's right.
Oh.
This is the only exhibit that we have that is really geared for a specific age.
Okay.
This one is designed for 0 to 2 and their caregivers.
This is a nice walkway. You know, if you just want to get some fresh air too and just see the city.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Have you ever walked up?
Yeah, you want to walk on it?
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
This is nice.
You can almost see your house.
I probably could see my house.
This is also a great view of Liberty Plaza, which is adjacent to us, and this has also been part of this big project to be reimagined. So there will be a few Easter eggs in this space. You can see we've brought over the Whisper dishes from one of our former museums. We'll have some outdoor musical instruments, a couple of other things out here as well.
Presenting the magical Princesa Gigglesnort.
See what happens as they spin, 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 spin. So for those that really enjoy going to the carnival and love some of those water games, this is an opportunity for you to practice and get ready, because you come in here and you can start your water and you can see how to make things spin.
And we're getting wet while
And I was going to say, for you and I, we're getting some rain splatter on our glasses. But what could be more fun, right? Exactly. There's still so much to see in this space, because everywhere you go, every surface almost has something that you can do. So I'm going to give you this paintbrush, because this is not just a wall to the next part of the exhibit. It is also a painting surface.
Oh, wow.
So you can paint with water on our slate wall.
Oh, that's neat.
Star signed her name.
That's it.
That was Star
Official.
Connor reporting. Calydion's official opening is next Saturday. That is February 17th.
And ticket prices start at $12 per person, or you can get an annual membership, which includes free admission, starting at $125. A great building, too.
Beautiful. Checking traffic, here's a live look at Salem Parkway at Corona Street in Winston-Salem. No issues out here. It looks pretty good. 536.
Still ahead tonight at 5 o'clock, Taylor Swift seems to be a hit with a lot of people right now, and that includes some of the Kansas City Chiefs players. What they're revealing about their favorite Swift song.
And as we head to break, here's a look at how stocks finished on Wall Street today.
All right, folks, we are less than 170 days away from the opening ceremony of the 2024 Summer Olympics there in Paris, France. But while the world's focus is there tonight, we're we're still in winter, so tonight we look ahead to the 2026 Winter Games.
That's going to be held in Italy in 2 years, welcoming the athletes and fans. Tina and Milo, organizers, unveiled the official mascots for the Olympics and Paralympics. Their names represent the two host cities, Tina for Cortina and Milo for Milano. The pair will also be joined by 6 snowdrops called the Flow. And whether it's the Winter Games or the summer ones, WXII 12 is your exclusive home for Olympics coverage.
In fact, you can catch a bit of both this weekend right here, Sunday at noon. Tune in for the Snowboard World Cup. And then at 1 p.m., there's live coverage of the Millrose Games for track and field.
Just ahead, Mr. Irrelevant no more. Brock Purdy is proving the NFL wrong, much to the delight of his team, why he could get a better title soon.
From Elkin to Eden, WXII 12 News has you covered. Keep up with your local weather team across the Triad. Follow Michelle Kennedy on social media.
The countdown to kick off for Super Bowl 58 is nearing the 48-hour mark. The San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs will face off at 6:30 Sunday night inside Allegiant Stadium there in Vegas. And there's a ton of talent heading onto the field this weekend. We know Patrick Mahomes, already a Super Bowl MVP. But for the 49ers, Brock Purdy has a title too. Mr. Irrelevant.
As Del Rogers from our station in California explains, the quarterback's underdog status is just one of the reasons you can't help but root for him.
San Francisco QB1, Brock Purdy, and running back Christian McCaffrey
Trying to do something here with Christian McCaffrey.
are among the top 5 finalists for the NFL's MVP award, which is a special feat when you have 2 offensive players on the same team who could win the league's top offensive honor.
It is unusual. I mean, I think to get to where we have been, to where we've gotten, and to do it at the level we've had, you should have some players. And I know we got some defensive guys up for some awards too, but having both of those guys in the run and the pass game, what Christian does in both, and really what Brock's done in both, they've both been unbelievable and the biggest parts of our offense.
And just think, Brock Purdy was the last player picked in the 2022 draft and was even given the unlikely tag of Mr. Irrelevant, but quickly earned the tag of role model.
I'm a believer that, God has a plan for everybody, and I fell last for a reason. And so I haven't held any grudges against other teams. It all happened how it needed to, and I'm blessed to be part of the 49ers.
I talk about him having just a strong foundation on who he is, and it's rare I think people have that coming out of high school. I bet he had it, just looking at what he did in college and how people speak of him. I know when he came to the league, you could see it on him right away. You've seen it through everything. I mean, the third string quarterback, the starting quarterback, what he's done this year, he's still the same guy as he was the first day. And you can ask him. I think it has a lot to do with his faith, how he leads his life, but it carries in everything he does.
If I focus on what I have to do every single week for every game, and more than anything, I just want the respect and love from my teammates. And as long as I have that, then I'm okay. The playing quarterback in the NFL, that people are going to say good things, bad things, that comes with it. And so if you let that get to you, obviously that's not good. But for me, man, I keep one play at a time kind of mentality throughout the week and throughout my life. And I want to play for my boys.
And that attitude began 2 years ago during his first day of training camp.
I think in camp, there was some practices and plays where I made some plays, and I was like, okay, I think I can do this. And so that, sort of got my confidence rolling. And then week 13 against Miami, going in and making some plays with the boys, I think that's when I knew.
Leading the 49ers offense to the Super Bowl in only his second season came as no surprise to Kyle Shanahan. He saw something in Purdy during his first day of practice as well.
Brock was a really good player when he got here, and he got thrown into a position and he competed with other guys, and then he got his opportunity because he was hurt. And when he came in, he played at a high level right away. There was no time to develop him. We just had to throw him in. We were trying to win, had a chance to make a run to the playoffs, and he came in, and we hoped he would be good because he was in practice, but he was even better in the games, and he didn't lose a game that year.
And that was Del Rogers reporting. Taylor Swift has been a fixture at Kansas City Chiefs games this season.
But do the players on the field have a favorite Swift song?
I'm going with Bejeweled. I know it's a new one. Not that I listen to a ton of Taylor Swift, but I did hear that one song and thought it was pretty good.
Back to December. It's a classic. That was like an 8th grade hit, I think.
22, because Pat Martinelli was one of my high school point guards, and he loved that song. He was a big Taylor Swift fan.
Next question.
I don't know.
That's not really my genre, man. Right now, I'd probably say anti-hero just because I hear it every single day.
A wide range of responses, from Swift in the stands to the game itself, and of course those commercials. You can see it all this Sunday when the Super Bowl kicks off in Vegas, 6:30 Sunday night. What you looking forward to the most, Christine?
The performance.
Halftime show?
Halftime show.
The food too.
The food too.
Food is good. Michelle?
Sure. Yeah. Performance, just as long as he's there.
And you made a good prediction too with Alicia Keys.
I think so.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think she'll be there. We'll see. We do have a lot of cloud cover out there right now streaming in, and does not necessarily correspond with a lot of rain. It is becoming a bit more impressive for us out there over the western foothills tonight, and even Piedmont Tri getting on some showers. It is going to be steadier though as we go ahead into the weekend. Rainfall totals over the last 48 hours have been more impressive in Tennessee. So in those areas, 1 to 2 inches has been falling. They've got some thunderstorms too that have helped things along. These little waves of energy aloft are starting to push in some light showers here at the surface, and you see moderate downpours right now over areas of Wilkesboro, 601, 421. You're going to find some wet road conditions in those spots, and then spotty showers around Forsyth County through Walberg, Kernersville, just south of I-40 now, but heading out toward High Point on 311 and then 285. You're going to run into some showers near Arcadia. Those shower chances are going to be off and on until we get steadier rain going late Saturday afternoon into the evening hours. Still can't discount a couple of showers that'll roll through overnight too to bring in a few sprinkles for us. Currently at 55 degrees in King. We're at least mild out there, or just a little bit above normal. High temperatures today made it into those 50s. We have 58 degrees in Reedsville, 59 in Martinsville today. A little warmer to the north where they haven't had as much rain, and had some cloud thinning also through parts of the day. Your temperatures overnight down to 50 degrees in the Piedmont Tri. It's overcast. We've got those shower chances, 63 about lunchtime, and then 69. One of the reasons is a strong wind out of the west-southwest west at 10 to 20 miles an hour. And so with that, we're expecting to see those showers really pop up through the late afternoon hours. After we get you through 3 o'clock, we bring your rain chances up to 50%. It does become an impact day, and your impact hours really start to bump up once we head into your Saturday evening. Temperatures at 47 in the foothills, so this is much more moderate than even this morning where we were sitting in the 30s. You're in the 60s as well. Impact hours starting for the afternoon around 2, 3 o'clock for you. Mountains, also rain chances increasing after lunch, and you've got temperatures into the upper 50s to near 60 there. A few areas of fog will be possible. Your wind should stay up overnight though too, limiting fog and keeping temperatures a bit warmer in those upper 40s. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows you the wider view here. Scattered showers are possible and continue through the overnight hours. And then we get you going through the afternoon. A lot of the focus is going to take most of that energy to our north, we believe. And the fronts that'll be building will continue to bring in scattered showers late Saturday afternoon. Some waves out there will bring in some steadier showers through early Sunday morning. That's where we might need those rain boots and the rain jackets. The umbrellas will come in handy certainly Sunday, and a little break in the action before the next round. By midday Sunday, we may even get a little break before the showers start to build again through early Monday morning. And depending on where that low and warm front go, this could limit some of the rain through the late afternoon hours, but it may also keep temperatures cooler. So we've got you conservatively in those upper 50s at the moment. I do think that we may have to adjust those a bit more. You can see here our hour-by-hour forecast, our HRRR model showing those showers pretty consistently all the way through early tomorrow, Sunday morning, and heavier showers are expected with 1 to 2 inches from Sunday into Monday. Your windy weather returning Tuesday with some sunshine. 50s, that's February for us, with 50s to Wednesday and Thursday. Valentine's Day is dry. It's going to be pleasant, but morning lows back to near normal conditions in those low 30s, and then eventually a little bit warmer toward the end of next week. Looking good and dry.
Up next, America's Got Talent. From singing to magic, each year right here on WXI 12, we get to see the best of the best. How the show is getting back to its roots next season.
This edition of the Wake Forest Deacon Minute is brought to you by the North Carolina Education Lottery.
We had a great crowd tonight. Student section was awesome. It was special for us to play that well in front of so many people. The game was won Thursday and Friday when we came back from Pitt. You know, everybody's dooming and glooming, and, you know, we just went to work. And we had great practice Thursday, we had great practice Friday, really good preparation today. I'm just a firm believer in that. I think the games are won before by preparation. And I could tell by their preparation they were ready to go. I mean, we're 6-4 at the tournament. We still got 10 games left. It's a lot of basketball left to be played. Would we like to be better than that? Yeah. But we got a lot of opportunities ahead of us.
This edition of the Wake Forest Deacon Minute is brought to you by the North Carolina Education Lottery. This has been a presentation from Learfield.
All right, checking traffic. We are live outside. This is Interstate 40 at 311. There in Winston-Salem, you can see a major backup. We do know there's a crash on I-40 in the westbound side. So heads up if that's part of your evening drive. Again, this is I-40 near Highway 311 in Winston-Salem, westbound and some eastbound traffic being impacted tonight. The performance finals of America's Got Talent Fantasy League are coming up on Monday, but fans of the show shouldn't worry. Auditions for the summer edition of AGT are still underway. And for the first time since COVID-19, they are happening in person. Mark Barker gives us a closer look.
Adrian and Hurricane turned on the charm to win America's Got Talent last season. Enrique and Kaiser hope their unique connection catches the eyes of AGT producers.
I came here, I was doing some charity work, and I figured why not join the audition while I'm here.
Hundreds turned out last Sunday in Pasadena.
The thing about AGT is it's about these people.
For the show's first in-person auditions since 2020.
Our whole job is to audition tens of thousands of people a year because we don't want to miss anyone.
Maybe a 9-year-old dancer from Texas.
I've never been on TV, and it'd be so cool.
Or a veteran magician from Delaware.
I'm 85, dream new dreams, right?
And leave the daily grind behind.
I have had that desk job. I know what you mean, but actually I was fired for doing magic.
Caden Curtis's family brought the 13-year-old from Tennessee.
Something women like about a pickup man.
Comedian Gary McClellan came from Baltimore. Inspired by an audition he'd never seen until recently.
After watching that, it's like, I gotta come here.
They all came here with the highest of hopes.
My grandma likes when I sing this song.
The audition to get an audition in front of the judges.
There's a lot of wow factor to us.
A process that's turned unknowns into stars.
You're in an audition room like this, and all of a sudden you get goosebumps because you know in a couple months this person's life is going to change forever.
The fun is watching it happen. Mark Barker, NBC News.
And that's it for us tonight at 5 o'clock. Kenny and Christine can take things over in just seconds for the news at 6. But keep in mind, throughout the day, night, and weekend, you can get the biggest headlines and weather alerts on the free WXII 12 News mobile app.
WXII 12 News at 6 starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Loved ones demanding justice after a Lexington father was shot and killed by a man his family says was a stranger.
There's also a fundraiser going on right now to help his family pay for the funeral and for medical expenses. WXII 12's Kelly Kendall joins us live outside the Davidson County Courthouse in Lexington tonight. Kelly, what have you learned today?
That's right. Family and friends came to the old Davidson County Courthouse to demand justice for Rigoberto or Rigo Mejia, the 48-year-old father who died after being shot on Saturday. Police say the suspect in Saturday's shooting, Zachary Plowman, drove up to the house where Mejia was gathered with family and friends and shot him, his son Miguel Mejia, and another man. Miguel remains in critical condition. Now, Mejia's family is seeking justice. Mejia's niece organized today's event, and she says she wants to rally the community behind their cause.
Miguel obviously cannot speak for himself, so someone has to be the voice, and we have to be the voice for him.
that's not all that's happening today for Mejia. People are gathered at the Templo Emmanuel Church fundraising by selling drinks and refreshments to raise money for funeral costs and medical expenses for the Mejia family. Tonight, the Mejia family is also holding a vigil. You can find a link to a GoFundMe page by visiting WXII12.com. In Lexington, I'm Kelly Kendall, WXII 12 News.
Kelly, thank you. It has been almost a month since a High Point mother of 5, Marissa Carmichael, went missing. Maria DeBone spoke with police and loved ones as the search continues for her tonight.
Marissa Carmichael was last seen and heard from on January 14th at this Exxon gas station in Greensboro. She made a call to 911 from here saying she had been robbed.
I don't know where I am in Greensboro. I just got all my stuff throughout the car. He took off with my phone. I have no clue where I'm at.
It's not clear how she got a phone to call 911. Greensboro police haven't confirmed that information or where she went after making the call. Marissa's family believes she got a ride from someone and was taken somewhere. They say it's not like her to not come home.
Or she'll message me and say, this is where I'm at. I'm okay, Mom. You know, don't worry. So to have nothing from her, this is not normal at all.
Marissa's mom, Sarah, says she can tell from the 911 call that something was wrong that night.
She was really in a state of confusion, but also no, it didn't even sound like her if she'd been drinking.
Greensboro police posted Marissa's missing flyer on Wednesday, saying their department is increasingly concerned for her welfare. In the post, they say their detectives have conducted more than a dozen interviews and explored several leads, including a recent search to abandoned properties on Wednesday. Sarah says they just want her found and are pleading anyone with information to come forward.
We need her home. Her kids need her. You could be a hero in this situation. You could save somebody's life.
Greensboro police say they received limited tips in this case. They ask if you know anything about her whereabouts to call them or contact them through Greensboro Guilford Crime Stoppers. In Greensboro, Maria DeBone, WXII 12 News.
16 people in North Carolina, including 2 in the Triad, are accused of sexually exploiting or soliciting children. Jonathan Swiney of Ashboro has been charged with second-degree child sexual exploitation of a minor, and Barry Swinson of Randleman has been charged with indecent liberties and solicitation of a child by computer for a sex act. The arrests were part of a collaborative effort between 44 law enforcement agencies called Operation Winter Guardian. The initiative took place primarily during the week of January 8th and 12th. The State Bureau of Investigation says at least 5 children were identified and safeguarded from ongoing sexual abuse.
Tonight in 12 Investigates, the mayor of Greensboro is sharing her thoughts about what police described as a family disorder late last year at the city manager's home. Devontae McKenneth has been on this story from the very beginning. He is in studio once again tonight. All right, Devontae, what does she think about all this?
Well, Kenny, she thinks it's a private issue like much of city council. For the last 2 weeks, we've reported that police responded to Taiwo Jayoba's home last December after his adult daughters called 911 saying their father was abusing them. We've posted those 911 calls online, but today Mayor Nancy Vaughn released a statement saying there is no active law enforcement investigation into what police have since called, again, a family disorder. The mayor says she has not received any information to cause her to question Jayoba's character or his fitness to serve as city manager. She writes in part tonight, quote, "While the city council is a public body and therefore strives to be transparent, that same transparency under state statute has limits. I consider this to be a family matter and Mr. Jayoba is entitled to privacy just as any family experiencing similar circumstances," end quote. We have also asked the city for Jayoba's phone records to see who he contacted that night, and we've also made that same request for the police chief and the assistant city manager. We are still waiting for their replies. For 12 Investigates, I'm Devontae McKenneth.
We are talking about those temperatures gradually warming up over the next couple of days, and we've got some good rain showers too. You know, we're talking about good rainfall possibilities as we go into the next little bit here. Let's take a look outside. You can see that we've got those rain chances that'll build through the afternoon. Satellite imagery today has been cloudy for us, and we've got those rain showers continuing over areas of North Carolina now, beginning to build through parts of the Piedmont Triad. We're looking at your combined radar images, your composite radar showing you more rain than is actually on the ground, but it's still coming through for parts of the Piedmont Triad. Not everywhere sees these showers. These are going to be passing through. So by 7, 8 o'clock, things will be winding down. We'll get back to some cloud cover and a passing sprinkle possibility through early morning. Temperatures at 49 in North Wilkesboro, 43 in Beech Mountain. You've got impacts for the next 3 days, and that's where we're talking about those temperatures staying mild, but rain chances really starting to pop up. So your weather impacts are on for 3 days in a row. We have some fog early tomorrow morning, a little sprinkle, some passing showers early before we see those waves of rain late Saturday into Sunday, and 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. You see that hour by hour forecast becoming rainier the later we go through your Saturday. We'll break it down for you coming up.
Michelle, thank you. First Lady Jill Biden making a stop in North Carolina this afternoon. Now, she visited Atrium Health Levine Cancer Center in Charlotte. She spoke about the administration's effort to expand services to cancer patients through the Cancer Moonshot Initiative, something that means a lot to her. She lost both her parents and her son, Beau, to cancer.
I know when people hear that word cancer, that's the last thing you hear. You hear nothing else because you're so in shock. From, you know, like, where do I go? What doctors do I take? How am I going to pay for this? And so having someone walk you through that process every step of the way to not only provide emotional support, but really to help you walk through, you know, your medicines, what time your appointments are. Make sure that you have, like you're saying, someone to drive you there because honestly, you're so shaken.
February is National Cancer Prevention Month. The First Lady's visit comes on the heels of another recent trip to the Tar Heel State. 2 weeks ago, she visited Forsyth Tech.
In Commitment 2024, we are continuing to spotlight the Republican primary in the governor's race. Polls and fundraising have Greensboro native and Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson as the frontrunner in a 3-candidate race that also includes State Treasurer Dale Folwell and Salisbury attorney Bill Graham. Neither Robinson nor Graham agreed to do an interview with us, but we did have the opportunity to speak with Folwell. He made his position on abortion quite clear.
I just want to know if you favor banning abortion in North Carolina.
My answer is simply this. I've always been pro-life, except with the 3 exceptions: rape, incest, and danger to the mother.
Folwell notes he earned more votes than former President Trump in the past 2 elections. He says this is proof that he can win next month's primary. To listen to the full conversation that he had with our Bill O'Neill, head to our website, WXII12.com, and then select the Commitment 2024 tab.
A Graham restaurant damaged in an early morning fire. Firefighters responded to a fire at Passion Fusion Grill on Court Square downtown around 2 o'clock this morning. The Graham Fire Department says it took crews a little more than 20 minutes to get the flames under control. Crews cleared the scene just before 5 o'clock this morning. No injuries were reported. The fire caused roughly $200,000 worth of damage. The cause remains under investigation. Greensboro city leaders are moving toward condemning a building where a woman was found dead. The abandoned building on South Church Street once served as the News and Record newspaper. An inspection report found the building poses a safety hazard. Now, officials found trash, they found drugs, damaged furniture, and human waste inside it. Last August, Tiffany Williams was found dead inside that building. A suspect has been charged in her death. The city is set to condemn the building on March 1st.
Dozens of people demonstrated overnight in Winston-Salem to advocate for the homeless. The group Mama Lisa's Love spent all night last night right outside City Hall. Organizers say they were hoping to make people aware of the issues people experiencing homelessness in our area face and also brainstorm ways to help them. One organizer tells us this was an eye-opening experience.
The struggle's real. We searched for 5-10 minutes looking for a place just to use the restroom. You know, and on top of that, laying on cold pavement with only a blanket between you and the